Hey guys, I'm Gio, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I saved over $7,200 a year by owning my car and how you can do the same. So as you saw in the thumbnail, I have a Lexus from the year 2000 that is completely paid off, and it's probably something people would consider a beater car. So I'm making this video because I feel like in today's world there's this pressure to always have a new car, and you feel that from your friends and sometimes even your family. I know me personally, I've been teased and ragged on for having an old car. You know who you are. But if they knew how much I was saving, they would change their mind. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down how owning a fully paid off car can save you a ton of money, and it's going to be broken into three major categories: no monthly car payment, lower insurance, and lower maintenance. And stay tuned to the end because I'm going to be adding up my total savings throughout my entire life of the ownership of this car. But before we start, please like and subscribe and turn on the little bell notification so you're aware of my next video. Let's get into it. So this is the big one: no monthly car payment. For most people, the car payment takes out a big chunk of their monthly budget. And just for some context, the average US car payment is around $500, and that's for used cars. If you have a new car, that can be upwards of $700. But that's where my car comes in really clutch. Since I have it completely paid off, I have a $0 monthly car payment. Now let's do some quick math. My car was purchased for around $2,500. Now if we compare that to the average car payment around $500, that comes out to $6,000 in a year. Now imagine you save $500 for 5 months, you would have $2,500. You could buy my car and then be completely done with a monthly payment. Instead, you're stuck in a contract for 72 months where you're paying that $500 over and over again. 5 months, you have a car, no more payment. But that's only the car payment. Let's jump into how I save money also on the insurance side of things. One of the best parts about having a fully paid off car is that you're not required to have full coverage. Usually with new or finance cars, it's mandatory to have full coverage on the vehicle, and that adds up fast, leading to hundreds of dollars more a month on insurance alone. Now I know what you're probably thinking: Gio, I don't want to drive around without being fully covered. But it's not like you're going to be driving around not insured at all. You're still going to have liability insurance, and it's going to be meeting the minimum requirements for Florida. What this basically means is if you get in an accident, your insurance is going to cover the person who's damaged, but for yourself, you may be out of luck and not have a car. But remember, you're driving around an old, paid off car that's not really worth a lot in value. Maybe it's worth $2,000 to $3,000. Any accident that it gets into, it's probably going to be totaled, and you're going to have to move on to the next one. Now let's put these savings into perspective. Here in Florida where I live, the average cost of full coverage is $3,795 per year. But if you're like me and you only opt for the minimums, I pay about $1,000 per year. Now if we just do the quick math, that's over $2,000 worth of savings per year. Now the true value may differ because insurance rates vary depending on where you live. I would assume my true savings would be about $1,000. So with opting with the minimum insurance, it covers you legally in Florida and saves you a lot of money, but it's all about assessing your own comfort level with risk, because if you are in an accident and your car is hurt and it's your fault, your insurance will not cover you, and you may decide that that extra coverage is worth it for you. All right, that's how you can save money with insurance. Now let's talk about the surprising way you can actually save money with maintenance cost. You're probably thinking, come on Gio, a 25-year-old car? The cost of running that thing must be astronomical. And that may be true for most cars, but I got extremely lucky with my Lexus. Let me explain. All right, when I got this car, it only had 140,000 miles. And I know that sounds like a lot, but when you keep it in perspective, a 20-year-old car with only that many miles and engines that are designed to go up to 250, 300,000 miles, that is really a good takeaway. So I got this car from a sweet old lady that literally only drove from the grocery store, church, and back. She kept the car super well maintained, handing it off to her sons that would take it in for servicing regularly. So when I got it, I got a car that was hardly ever driven and had the proper maintenance done up until that point. So I found a car with plenty of life left and probably another 100,000 miles at least that it could keep running. And another big misconception is with the Lexus brand, a lot of people think it's a luxury brand. It's going to be more expensive to fix. But if you don't know, Lexus is actually owned by Toyota, and they only brought the Lexus brand into existence for the US market specifically to target that luxury level. And all their cars are based off their Toyota models. So my car, the ES300, is based off the Toyota Camry model, and under the hood is all the same parts, which leads to easy repairs and cheap fixes. So while Lexus is considered a luxury brand, you're not going to see luxury brand prices for maintenance and repairs. Now, what are the true savings with maintenance costs? I would say on average, I spend about $1,000, $1,200 of maintenance on my car per year. So according to AAA, the average cost for car repairs in a year is upwards of $12,000. I found this completely ridiculous. I mean, I literally spend $1,200 per year, and people who have new cars spend $12,000 per year. I couldn't believe it. Now, a lot of this does vary. If you have a brand new car, in the first year, you're probably not gonna have any maintenance costs other than your routine oil change and maybe your tire rotations or something like that. I'm not sure where that $12,000 comes from, but it's truly hard, I think, to quantify because obviously if you have a new car, you're not gonna have that much maintenance. And honestly, it's not something that I calculate into my true total savings numbers because you really just don't know how much you're really saving because it's on a case-by-case basis on how much you're saving truly on your repairs. I've been fortunate to get really lucky with this car, but you may get a car with a bunch of problems and you may be closer to that $5,000, $6,000 figure. Okay, so we got all these amazing savings. How can you actually achieve this? The first step is finding the right deal. My Lexus was found on Craigslist, but there's so many other platforms you can use like Facebook Marketplace, Auto Trader, where you can find amazing deals. Next, before you even buy anything, you gotta do your due diligence and make sure you're getting a good deal. For me, my dad actually got my car when I was in high school, so he did all the due diligence and he made sure I was getting a good deal. So if you aren't too familiar with cars, bringing someone along that really knows what they're looking at can be really helpful in determining whether you're gonna get a car that, like mine, that's not gonna need too much maintenance or a car that you're gonna have to invest another $5,000, $10,000 in. And when it comes to the insurance, it's very simple. When you apply online, just make sure you select the lowest coverage possible. A lot of times there's a lot of extra things. If there's an option to say no, say no. It's gonna save you a lot of money on your insurance premium. So you got your fully paid off car, your lower insurance now. Now you have all this extra money and you're probably wondering what you can use it for in your monthly budget. You definitely don't wanna blow it in the club or anything. You wanna put that money to work. You can start tackling debt if you have any, start saving for a down payment on a house, or save up for your next car, which is what I'm personally doing since I know my car isn't gonna last forever. And I'm also putting my money aside into the S&P 500, which historically returns about 7% annually. So that way I can put my money to work. All right, let's break down my entire savings throughout my entire ownership of the car. Assuming a $500 monthly car payment, I'm saving about $6,000 a year. For insurance, I'm guessing about $100 per month, which comes out to another $1,200. I'm not including maintenance costs because it's such on a case-by-case basis that I just didn't want to assume anything. So that brings my entire savings throughout the entire year at $7,200. I've owned this car for 5 years, so that comes out to $36,000. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my first ever YouTube video, so if you want to leave me some feedback in the comments, then let me know if you do like this format or not. I'm open to suggestions for the future. Leave any video idea suggestions in the comment. And please make sure to like and subscribe if you like my video today. Peace out.